Yes? Complain. You won't be able to see leaders who became so successful in life, and whenever there are changes, they keep on complaining. You will never see a leader who will complain every time there are improvements and changes. Leaders, what they do is they adjust. They adapt to the very fast changing environment of a certain country in the market. And that is why we're having this Atlantic 2.0. We improve the marketing plan. Why? So this is designed so that all distributors will have equal opportunities. Again, equal opportunities. This means that even if you're just starting now, there's a very, very big chance that a few days from now you get to earn money. Because before, the way the marketing plan was designed more than 20 years ago by other companies such as Amway, Forever Living Products, those companies that have been here for a very, very long time, it's a very, very different marketing plan compared to today. All right? Before, you need to really work hard. And I mean really work hard. You don't expect to be earning in a few months. You don't expect to be earning in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. You need to really work hard and sacrifice before. But now with Headland 2.0, if you have like 10 leaders or 10 people who will sign up under you today, how much is your director level bonus now? 300. Can you imagine? 10 person, 10 people will sign up today under you. You get 3,000 watch. Instantly. It is designed so that all distributors will have equal opportunities. There's no such thing here as because you came first, there's no way that you can earn bigger than this person who came first. No. Even if this person has been in this industry for 5 years and you just came now, but if you are a lot hardworking than that person, then you are more of a leader than that person. If you're more skillful than that person, in just a matter of months, you get to earn bigger than that person who came, before you. Equal opportunities. Let us remove the mindset of other people outside wherein what they think about network marketing is the only people who will earn here are the people who came first. It no longer exists now because we are adapting to changes. We are improving our marketing plan. So this means for those few distributors here, even if you're just starting now, you can earn bigger even than Duncan Atuquase. You can earn bigger than Elias Muhusi. You can even earn bigger than our top one, Tina Miyato, if you are a lot hard-working person than her. Do you understand what I'm saying? That means you all have equal opportunities. Do you think that's good? It depends on how hard you work. It depends on how much you sacrifice for you to succeed in this business. But the good news is, it doesn't really matter now whether someone comes first or you come last. Because what matters here is you, or at least how hardworking you are, or how much you are willing to sacrifice for you to succeed in this business. Do you guys understand? Next, Headland 2.0 was designed to balance your income on all compensation plans. It is now balanced. Unlike before, during our first marketing plan, a lot of people are just depending or relying on the binary income. Of course, all of you knows what binary income is, right? Where you get to earn the direct referral bonus or you get to earn in the back shares bonus. Now with the Headland 2.0, it is now designed for you to have a balanced income, not just in binary, but also you get to earn in the UPP, in the Unilevel, and the SERSEPs. Because to tell you honestly, before I finish this presentation, you'll be amazed that if you want to have a stable income, you really wouldn't rely on the binary income. Do you even know that? Wherein, if you really really want to have a very, very stable income, that even if you go on a vacation for 6 months or 1 year, you will have a peace of mind because you know that every month you still get to earn an income in Alliance in Motion Global. And you will be surprised that you will not just be focusing on the binary income. All right? That's why we came up with EdPlan 2.0, because this is now designed to make sure that your income will be balanced. Not just earn big in the binary, but you also get a chance to earn in our monthly income, the UPP, the unit level, the stair steps. You understand what I'm saying? Later on, you'll understand why. And another reason you need to understand is EdPlan 2.0 is not easy. This should be your mindset. Because you are deceiving them. You understand the meaning of deceiving? You are deceiving your downlines, making them realize that this business is easy. Do you know why? Ask me why. We are talking about changing your lives. How can that be easy? Do you understand? How can this be easy? If we are talking about you driving your own car one day, you building your own house one day, you giving your family a very, very good life, you have lots of savings in the bank, you having lots of investments, how can that be easy? Only stupid people, sorry for the word, only stupid people will understand or will realize that this business is easy, because it's not. But the good news is we have a system and a direction for you to follow. And this is an advantage for us because outside, no matter how bad you want to earn big, no matter how bad you want to change your life, you just don't know, you just don't even know how. A lot of you, before even knowing A Global, you all wanted to have a good life, right? Who among you here doesn't want to have a good life? No one, right? All of you want to have a good life. But the problem is, before you even knew, before you were introduced to A Global, the problem was you didn't know how, right? All you know was to work hard, but you're not sure whether what you're doing is going to make you, going to change your life forever. No. But here, we have a system. We have a direction. All you need is to follow the system. But we are not telling you that this is easy. Do you understand? It will never be easy when we talk about you changing your lives. Because if this is easy, then all of you should be rich by now. Then why is it that more than 90% of the distributors quit this business? Because of the mindset that they thought that this business is easy. That's why if you're new in this business, I want you to realize now, as early as now, that this is not easy. In fact, you will be sacrificing a lot. You will be sacrificing a lot. You will need to work hard. You will be working hard. You will, you will lose time with your family, your loved ones, your friends. They might even tell someday that you don't have time for them anymore. It will come, I'm telling you. You should prepare your minds as early as now so that you know that when doing this business, when you start, when you start experiencing being rejected, when you start failing over and over, you know for a fact that this is part of the process, that you are following the right direction, that you are in the right mindset, that for you to succeed, you know that you need to work hard. You will be frustrated a lot. And I'm telling you, there will be at times that you'll cry. Our top one can attest to that. How many times have you cried doing this business? Several times. But do you think it's worth it? Yeah. It's very worth it. Why? Because those people who will be working for 40, 50 years, you'll only be doing it for 10 years. You will be saving a lot of time. A very good friend of mine, the first Hall of Famer in Africa, his name is Nnamdi Anyachukwu, is now residing in Atlanta, Georgia. He's been there for like 3 years. Can you imagine? His network is in Nigeria. He's having a good life in Atlanta, Georgia, but he keeps on earning on a monthly basis. He was like earning, if I'm not mistaken, it's like earning like close to 300,000 kwacha every month. And he's just there in Atlanta, Georgia. Can you imagine that? Do you want that kind of life? Yes. His network is in Nigeria. His network is in Rwanda, in South Africa, but he's living in USA. He has a house in USA. You want that kind of life? The years, the time that he has saved doing this business, because in his mindset, he knew from the very beginning that he needed to work hard. He needed to sacrifice harder, 10 times harder than those normal people working today. And you need to work 10 times harder. You know that it will all be worth it the moment you start earning here in Alliance in Motion Growth. And I'm telling you, it will really be worth it because you're not just going to be achieving financial freedom. The most important thing is you will be having time freedom, wherein you can spend the time with your family. To tell you honestly, the reason we're doing this is because of our family, right? It's not worth it if you're earning and you don't even have time with your family. To attain financial freedom, you can have all the time in the world with your family. Do you want that? Yes. But you need to understand that when you start doing this business, it's not easy. As early as now, have the mindset that this is not easy. So if you are being frustrated now, then that's good news because you are in the right system. You are in the right direction. If you feel like quitting now, that's good news. You are in the right direction. If you feel like crying now, I'm telling you, you are in the right direction. Right? But if you feel good now, you are in the wrong direction. I'm telling you. Please be in the right direction because you're doing something wrong. If you feel like you're having a good time now and you haven't even felt being frustrated or disappointed, you haven't been rejected doing this business, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with what you're doing. But if you feel like crying now, huh? If you feel you're experiencing frustration because every time you go home, your family members keep on insulting you, waiting for you to fail. Who of you hear about that? I've experienced that. They're just waiting for you to fail and they don't even trust you. Can you imagine that? Please stop doing that. And they're just waiting for you to fail. If you're experiencing that now, you are in the right direction. Congratulations. Are you experiencing that now? That means you are in the right mindset. But to the new distributors here, as early as now, please make sure to understand that this business will never be easy. It will never be easy, especially when you're just starting. So I'm begging the sponsors here to never register in the minds of your downlines to tell them that this is easy, that all they have to do is just recruit and you take care of everything. That's not how it works here. Do you understand? Now, this is what I want you to do. Any guess? What do you think will I let you do now? Any guess? Okay, I want you to raise both your hands now. Raise your hands. All right, raise your hands, raise your hands. Tap the shoulder of the person to your left and right. All right. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Harder, harder, harder. Harder, harder, harder. Well then, if you were sick, step outside. All right? Okay, are you learning? Are you learning? All right, now that you know the right mindset for you to succeed, for you to have a stable income here in global, let's talk about the skills. And we'll talk about the leadership skills. Everybody say leadership skills. All right, let's start with the motivation. It's so hard to do this business if you are not motivated. You understand? Who among you here are working for someone? Working for someone. Raise your hands. Who among you here are employees? Raise your hands. Don't be shy. I have nothing against employees, please. Now, to all the employees here, do you really love what you're doing? Or you just simply have no choice but to work because you want to feed your family? Most of the time, most employees, they do not love what they're doing. They just simply have no choice but to work for them to survive. Is that correct? Who among you here, not the distributors of AIM Global, where before you even do AIM Global, who among you here, when you were working before, and you wake up every day in the morning and you're so happy, yes, I get to work for my boss again. I'm so happy to work. What time is your working hours here? 8 hours still. 17 hours. Can you imagine? Every day. Who among you here is not happy that it's going to be Saturday or Sunday because you're not going to be working? Can you imagine? All of you are longing for Saturdays and Sundays because you will no longer be working. That means you're actually not motivated to do what you're doing. That's why you are not succeeding. All the successful people in this world, the reason they succeeded is because they are motivated to do what they want, to do what they're doing. And I'm telling you, here in this business, it is so hard, especially if you get rejected a lot. It is so difficult, especially when you fail a lot. What keeps you motivated is what will happen to you in the future. Despite the rejections, despite the failures, you always think about your future here in AIM Global because you know that there's a system. All you have to do is just follow the right direction and you know one day you will succeed here and you'll eventually be driving your own cars, you'll be having your own houses, you'll be having lots of savings, you'll be traveling from one country to another, you will change your family's life. That will be your motivation. That's why despite the rejections, despite the failures, you're still motivated to do this business. And as a leader, you must be motivated at all times. Do you know why? Ask me why. Because you're now leaders. And there will be times when you start doing this business, you will be having new downlines. New downlines who will be experiencing the same experience that you have experienced. What was that? You being rejected, you failing a lot, you being discouraged, you feeling like quitting this business. And you must have the skill to motivate them. That means that you must be good in motivating your downlines. It's not like you're just there for your downlines and ask them, do you have a prospect today? You always ask them if they have prospects, do they have break-ins, do they have registrations, do they have someone that they will be bringing in today, tomorrow, the next week. It's not you motivating them. Because you need to understand that when they do this business, when they start doing this business, they will be discouraged. They will be frustrated. They will be insulted. They will be laughed at. Sometimes they will cry out of frustration. Now, what happens if you do not have that skill to motivate your downlines? Most of the time, your downlines will just quit. Why? Because you do not have the skill. You must learn how to motivate them. But for you to be able to motivate them, you first should be motivated as well. I know it's so hard to be motivated, and overall, just humans, we will be losing that motivation. But as leaders, you don't show them to your downlines. You only show them to your uplines. If you're starting to lose the motivation, you need your upline. You need your mentors. You need your guides, and tell them, upline, my mentor, motivation. But you never show them to your downlines. Because the only thing that you will be doing to your downlines is to motivate them so that they keep on doing what they should be doing here in AIM Global. Do you understand? Learn how to motivate your downlines. That's one of the skills that you need to learn. You always smile even if you don't feel like smiling in front of your downlines, in front of your group. You don't smile like, you don't do that, huh? It's like they're just pretending to smile, but in fact, you're really not happy. You must have that kind of skills, wherein whenever you're with your downlines, you are always so happy. So that, they will feel, they will have this kind of hope that my upline is happy. Maybe there's something good is happening now. I must be motivated as well. But can you imagine if you can't even smile in front of your downlines and you can't motivate them? And you tell them, I'm not happy. I'm not motivated today. Can we quit tomorrow? Can you imagine that? Huh? So have the skills to motivate your downlines. Everybody tell the person to your right, motivate your downlines. All right. Next skill. Vision. Everybody say vision. This is one of the skills that you need to have. I've been saying this most of my trainings. You must have a vision. Because if you don't have a vision, do you know what a scammer means? Scam. Do you know what a scam means? Do you know what a scammer means? If you do not have a vision, you're nothing different to a scammer. You may be in a legit company, but that doesn't mean that you are not a scammer. If you deceive people, even if you are in a legit company, we still consider you as a scammer. Now, how will you know if a person is a scammer or not? If an upline does not have a vision. Do you know why? Ask me why. Why? There's a reason you're called an upline. The reason you're called an upline is because you will have downlines. All right? Now, if you have downlines, especially the new ones, these downlines will rely on you, will depend on you. The reason they joined you is because they trusted you, that you will be helping them. Now imagine, if you do not have a vision for yourself, you're just here without any reason. Maybe you think that AIM Global does not mean you don't need to have a vision. All you have to do is just prospect someone and get direct referral bonus, and you don't have any vision. You don't have a vision for yourself. Now you don't have a vision for your downlines, for your group. Now, if you don't even have a vision for your group, can you imagine? They will depend on you. They will rely on you as their mentors, as their uplines, as their guys, and you don't even have a vision for them. Then what makes you different from a scammer? A scammer, they only care about earning money. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't care about their people. They just take money out of them. After taking money out of them, you are on your own. Now, if you are not different from a scammer. Do you know how a person, do you know how a scammer looks like? Do you know how a scammer looks like? Do you want to know? Look at the person beside. Look at the person beside. Does that person look like a scammer? Of course not. The person sitting beside you, I can tell you, they will be the next millionaire of King Global Team. You believe that? They're not scammers. Because if I've been talking about scammers, 5 minutes ago they should have stood up and went outside because they just couldn't, they just couldn't take what I'm saying. Now, you must have a vision because you are here to help people. You're not here, it will just be secondary for you to earn money. Because if your priority here is to earn money, then I don't think that you are in the right direction. Because Think Global is all about helping people. All right? Just like what, if you were there last Sunday, our director for international affairs, what she said is the power of Think Global is in the power of love. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have the heart of helping people, this business will be so easy for you because you will have a vision for them. It's not just about you having a vision for yourself, you have a vision for them. Whenever you talk to your downlines, you always set goals. You don't just don't set goals for yourself, you set goals for your group. And that's what leaders do. That's why a lot of distributors here quit. Because the truth is they don't have a vision for you. They might have a vision for themselves, but they don't have a vision for the group. That's why a lot of people under them quit. Because the group, the members, their downlines don't even trust the uplines anymore. Because they can see that the uplines have vision for the group. Are you learning? As the person beside you, are you learning? And worse, you need to wake up the person sitting beside you and tell them, are you learning? All right, next. Another skills that you need to learn here is how to connect and make sure that your people, the people under you, will trust you. In fact, this trust here is the most important part. The reason people register under you is because they trust you. Because they will never register under you if they do not trust you. And as a leader, as an upline, you should be trustworthy. Everybody say trustworthy. Because if you are not trustworthy, what people do is just to change or to transfer to other group, which we don't really recommend, which we don't tolerate. But sometimes you cannot blame those people because they want to change their lives. And they cannot see themselves changing their lives with their upline simply because they cannot or they do not trust the uplines. Now, if you really want to change your life, you must be trustworthy. Make sure that the people under you trust you. And for you to do that, you must be sincere. There must be what we call sincerity and connection. Everybody say sincerity. Sincerity is all about helping people. Because if you're not sincere in helping your downlines and all you ever care about is just making money out of them, they're not robots. They can feel that. Who among you here have felt that? Where you know that your upline just wants to make money out of you and they don't care about you. Those people here who no longer, they're not trustworthy. The reason they're here is because they just want to earn money. Now, if you really want to succeed in Think Global, you must have all these skills. Learn how to connect. Like I said, it's not just about earning money. It's not just about direct referral bonus or match sales bonus or UPP, unit level and stair step. It's all about learning how to connect your downline so that people will trust you. Because if people trust you, whatever you say, hours. If you are trustworthy, all your downlines will not hesitate to say yes. But if you're not trustworthy, at your back, they'll keep on saying, "Oh, my upline keeps on telling meeting and meeting and meeting, and nothing is happening." They always say something bad behind your backs because they don't trust you. Make sure you're a good upline. Whenever you tell them to do something, it's not like you are commanding them. Whenever you ask them to do something, they will easily say yes to you because they simply trust you. And if you want to succeed, you must have that skill as a leader where people trust you. The moment you start losing, destroying your reputation because you're doing something bad, you're doing something that is outside the policy of the company, then you're not trustworthy. Because they will find out soon. You might be earning now, but if you are doing some things that is outside the company policy, I'm telling you, it will not last. Whatever you're earning now will never last. Because people will start losing their trust. And if that happens, your reputation is gone. And you can never have it back. You can never get it back. That's why you always take care of your reputation as a leader. Do you understand? Never do things that is outside the policy of the company. Otherwise, once people find that out, you will lose and destroy your reputation. Next, adaptability. I discussed this a while ago. Learn how to adapt. As a leader, one of the best skills that you must acquire as a leader is you learning how to adapt. Because there will be challenges that will be happening in AIM Global. I'm telling you, just like what happened 2 years ago during the pandemic. We were losing products. It's very hard to ship products. We were supposed to be having an increase in the products, in the price of the products. You know why? Ask me why. I know a lot of you will be complaining. A lot of you have complained. But you need to understand that it's long overdue. A lot of companies have increased their prices 3 years ago. But you must understand that our board of directors care about the people of AIM Global. As much as possible, they don't want to have a price increase, but it's long overdue. It's been happening all over the world for 3 years. But, our board of directors keep on insisting that, no, we have to care for our people. But see, what's happening in the economy right now, they just simply have no choice because prices are going up. Can you imagine? Prices are going up and our prices are not going up. What do you think will happen to the company? And you need to understand that. If you are a leader, you must understand that. But I'm not expecting everyone to understand that. That's why if you're a leader, you must have this skill to adapt so that whenever your downlines keep on complaining, it is you who will be explaining to them what is happening because you have the skills to adapt. You have the skills to adjust. Instead of you complaining, you will be the leader of your group to complain. You will instead adapt to the changes that will be happening because it's not every day that will be good news in AIM Global. In fact, in all companies, I haven't seen all companies. I have worked for pharmaceutical companies for 8 years. The number 2 pharmaceutical company in the world, its name is GlaxoSmithKline. Number 2 in the world. Can you imagine that? That's how big the company is. And it's not every day that we're having good news. It's not every day. There will be times that, there will be challenges in a company, even no matter how big the company is. But you need to understand as a leader that whenever there are challenges, you must be there to lead and adapt and make sure that your group and downlines will understand what is happening in the company. The reason we have EdPlan 2.0 because we are a pro distributor company. Do you even know that? Do you even know that we are a pro distributor company? You don't know? There are companies that are pro management. There are also companies that are called pro distributor. Everybody say pro distributor. When a company is a pro distributor, their main focus, their main goal is to make sure that most of the distributors will earn big. They don't care about them earning bigger than the distributors. That's why we came up with that plan 2.0, bigger compensation plan. We can stick with the old marketing plan where the company can earn bigger. Now, why would we have EdPlan 2.0? Because we are a pro distributor company. We care about you. The company cares about you earning bigger. But then it's not every day that, it's good news. There will be challenges depending on the economy, the changes in the economy. And you must be there to adapt, just like what other people are doing. Like I said, 5 years ago, our top 20 distributors in the Philippines were all offliners. All of them are offliners. Do you know what offliners mean? Just like what you're doing. You go out, recruit, prospect, sell products. Always go out. Go out. That's what we call offliners. Now, just last month, our top 20 distributors, we don't have a single offline. All of them are onliners. They don't go out of the house to prospect. They're just inside their homes doing online marketing. They use cell phones. They use Snap. COVID-19 crisis, they want to accept the fact that you're a leader. Whenever there are challenges, you adapt to those changes and take advantage of those crises. The top because of the companies all over the world took advantage of the crisis because they have the skills to adapt. They always take advantage of the crisis. Now, who wants to learn online marketing? Who wants to learn online marketing? Because next week I might be doing online marketing. Do you want that? Yeah. I will be teaching you Facebook marketing. All right, along with my friend, colleague, Kate Kenyan, she will be discussing offline marketing. And after her, I'll be discussing the online marketing. So you can, so if you feel like, when you go home and you don't feel like doing anything, you can do online marketing 2 to 3 hours a day before you even go to sleep. And who knows, you might have a group in Kenya or Tanzania or in Nigeria or in Rwanda for doing online marketing for 3 hours a day. Do you want that? We'll do that next week. And you have to make sure that you are there maybe on Thursday or Friday. Do we have a deal? Yes. Everybody say deal. Yeah. All right, next. As a leader, you must be good in problem solving. Well, this is self-explanatory, so I'm not going to be dwelling more on this. You must be good in solving problems. Again, it has also something to do with adaptability. When there are problems, you must be good in solving them. You must not lead in complaining with your group. No, that's not what leaders do. Whenever there are leaders, if you're a leader, you understand what I'm saying. If you have a downline, you never say bad news to your downlines. If you want to say something bad, you always go up. You never go down. If you want to say something, you go to your uplines. But you never say something bad to your downlines. Because all you need to do to your group is to motivate and motivate and motivate them. If you have concerns, you never go down, you always Again, always. Well, when we talk about concerns, you go up. You understand? Are you learning? As the person beside you, are you learning? I feel like, I really feel like asking you to really raise your hands again. I really feel like doing that again. Maybe later. Because I can see a lot of people doing this. All right, next. Again, work ethic. Everybody say work ethic. It's good that you're an upline, but you must serve as a role model to your downlines, especially if you're both starting. You just don't tell your downlines to keep on prospecting, and they don't see you prospecting. You tell your downlines, oh, you have to sell these products. You have to promote our products to your customers. Find customers who will be selling products, and they don't see you selling products. You always have to prospect, and they don't see you prospecting. Well, don't get me wrong. If Duncan or Nicholas is saying for you to prospect, and you don't see them prospecting, it's because they have a different position. Their rank is so high that they have a very big group that their main priority now is to motivate and manage true. If you're starting doing this business, 90% of the time you will prospect and sell products. But if you have a big group, like thousands under you, you'll be focusing more on managing them so that you'll be able to duplicate them to becoming good leaders as well. That will be your job. So you don't expect Duncan to be stepping outside of his house, prospecting every day, 20 to 30 people. No. Time will come that you'll be doing the same thing. But if you are just starting in this business, that is when you prospect and you prospect and you prospect. If you have an upline who's not a Ruby Global Ambassador yet, or not earning big income, and they tell you to prospect, and you don't see them prospecting, that's the time to tell them, upline, I will only prospect if I see you prospecting as well. If you want me to go outside, let's do it together. Otherwise, you're not a good upline. You're a stupid upline. Do you know how a stupid upline looks like? You don't know? You don't want to know? Look at the person beside you. Do they look like a stupid outline? Of course not. You know what they look like? The future millionaires of AIM Global. But then again, please, my brothers and sisters, it's all about work ethic. If you want your downlines following you, if you want to be trusted, if you want to be respected by your downlines, you must be the role model. You must be a role model. Tell the person beside you, be a role model. Work ethic meaning you recruit and recruit and recruit. Even if you have downlines, you just keep on pretending that they're your eagles. You have 5 downlines. Prospecting you're doing. Even if you have downlines, you never stop prospecting. This is a numbers game. Everyone say numbers game. The more people you bring in, the better chances of you earning big. You don't rely on your downlines to do the prospecting for you. No, that's why the higher your rank, the greater responsibility they're looking. Just like what Spider-Man said. You know what Spider-Man said, right? With great powers comes great responsibility. Now, when you become a silver executive, when you become a gold executive, you become more powerful than a distributor. Now, that means that you must have bigger responsibility. If your task when you were a distributor was just to prospect and silver executive prospect, When you now become a gold executive, you just don't prospect. You also duplicate your downlines to becoming like you as well. So it has more responsibilities. Can you imagine if they become a gold global ambassador? Then that's a bigger responsibility for you. Can you imagine becoming a Ruby global ambassador? Dapat will be flying to Malawi after this. He's not with his family for how many days? Now he's flying to Malawi. After Malawi, do you think he's coming back to Uganda? No. And he plans, we were just talking there 2 hours ago, because he cares about his downlines. And he had to make sure that before he left, we talked to make sure that everything is in good hands. That's how much he cares for you. That's the reason why he is a Ruby Global Ambassador now. Why? Because of greater responsibility. He understands the meaning of greater responsibility. Now, if you cannot accept that fact, then don't expect that you will be promoted to a higher rank. Don't expect that whatever you're doing now will be the same thing that you'll be doing the moment you got promoted to SC or G. No. It becomes harder. It becomes more difficult. But the question is, are you willing? Are you willing to take bigger responsibility just for you to change your life? Are you willing to do that? Yes. Of course. But now, first, you need to sacrifice and work hard. All right? Because it will be unfair for Duncan, to Nicholas, to all the top earners here, who sacrifice a lot, and then you expect to just earn money without even working hard, just putting a little amount of effort for you to become a global ambassador. It will be unfair. That's why don't expect for you to earn big and you not exerting lots of effort. Understand, you must have this, what we call the work ethic. Are you learning? All right, next. Teamwork. You must be a team player. Everybody say teamwork. Teamwork. This business is all about a team player. Being a team player. There's no me in this business. There's no I in this business. It is all about we. It's all about ours. No me and no I. It's all about we. So don't ever think about that you can carry your team alone. Whenever you're having leaders training, you just do the training and you don't even have plans of duplicating them. Because all you want is recognition. You just want to be, the one that they will be looking up to. And you have no plans of duplicating them. You have no plans, your downlines are becoming better than you. Because a team player, they don't care about the recognition. They don't care about themselves. In fact, they will be even prouder to see a downline earning bigger than them. Do you think you can stand that fact when you see your downlines earning bigger than you? Do you think you want that? If you're a team player, it will be okay. It will be okay. I can still remember, I don't know if you know this person, his name is Mike Macrohon from the Philippines. If you don't know him, most of you from the Visionaries, he's your upline. He's your upline. You might not know him, but he's down as Elias Mahuzi. So we were in Macau. I don't know if you know that place. If you know that country. We were in Macau. We were trying to grow a network there. And I was tasked by our board of directors to go with Mike Macron to make sure that our network in Macau grows. And we were in a hotel, and it was like late at night. It was like 2 a.m. 2 hours. It was like 2 hours, and it was talking to someone. And I was like, at this hour, this person is talking to someone. And I asked him, who's the person you're talking to? And it was laughing after hanging up the phone. And he said, can you imagine? I'm proud of this person. I'm really proud of this person. Can you imagine? I used to just train him. No, he was not earning money, but now he's earning bigger than me. In fact, as a global ambassador, now he's a Ruby global ambassador. His name is Elias Muzi. And he's proud of Elias Muzi. Elias is now earning bigger than Mike Macron, but he doesn't care. Why? Because he's a team player. And the reason Elias Muzi is a Ruby global ambassador as well is because he has this mindset that he doesn't care whether his downlines will be earning bigger than him. Because he has a mindset of a team player. That's why if you really want to make it big in this company, you must have that kind of mindset wherein if I want to succeed here, I must succeed with my team. If I want to become a global ambassador, I make sure that all of my downlines will become global ambassadors as well. If I get to go to the Philippines next year, I must make sure that I will not be the only one from Zambia who will be representing our country to the Philippines. I have to make sure that my group travels to the Philippines as well. Who wants to travel to the Philippines? You just don't travel on your own. You must travel with your group because you are a team player. All right? Yeah. Just like what Michael Jordan said, talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. You can never win a championship with you alone. You will win a championship if you are a team player. Who watched the World Cup? Who watched the World Cup? Argentina won the World Cup, right? You think Messi did it alone? No. If Messi will do it alone, maybe he'll be winning games because of his talent. But he can never win a World Cup with just talent alone. He needs his team. He needed his team. Just like in AIM Global. If you want to really earn big income here, you cannot never do it alone. You might earn big now, but if you want stable income, where you get to earn income for the next 15 to 20 years or 30 years, you must need your team. And if you're not a team player, AIM Global is not the right business for you. Understand? Yeah. So have the mindset of a team player and not just you being alone. Not just you being, oh, I'm the only best here. I don't want to duplicate my downline so that they'll become better like me. If they become good leaders like me. I must be the only one who's good. That should not be your mindset. I hope you're learning. Yeah. All right, next. Let's talk about the skills in selling and prospecting. First, for you to be able to be good in selling and prospecting, this is very basic. You must master the marketing plan and the product knowledge and the products. Because it's hard for you to promote our products, it's hard for you to promote our business, our opportunity if you don't know a lot of things about the marketing plan or our products. Just like when I ask you to discuss what Qualitus is, what does it contain? What makes Complete different from C24/7? Why is Complete safer for pregnant women than C24/7? What do you think? Some people will say because of the anti-aging. Now, what is that? What is that term? Anti-aging. No. The reason Complete is safer than C24/7 when it comes to the pregnant women is because of the component called resveratrol. Do you even know? Resveratrol is a blood thinning component that when taken in by pregnant women, it might not be good. You don't even know that, right? Yeah. That's why maybe you can't even sell Restore Life. You're having a hard time selling Restore Life because Restore Life contains resveratrol. That's what I'm telling you. If you want to be effective in selling the products, if you want to be effective in promoting the marketing plan, You must master everything. And I mean everything. Why? Because this is your business. Can you imagine having your own business and not knowing a lot of things? What do you think will happen if you have your own business? And you don't know how much your products are. And you don't know how to even sell your products. You'll go bankrupt, right?
Yes.
It's the same thing with Aim Global. You want to succeed in Aim Global, know everything about the products and the marketing plan. Now, how will you be able to earn? What do you call the thing that we need to do every month for you to earn our UPP, Universal Services and Safe Binary? PMA. Do you know PMA? For the distributors, please, you must understand the meaning of PMA as well. All right. For now, you might not understand what personal money achievement means, but when you become a silver executive, you must understand that. There are things you need to know the soonest possible time. For you to understand how to even promote our products and the marketing plan. How will you be able to promote the marketing plan if you're sitting in front of a businessman and you're not even a businessman? How will that businessman believe in you? You're not even a businessman and you're trying to convince a businessman to join your business. And you're just a student. When I was doing networking, I was 17 years old, but I have lots of downlights who are architects and engineers and doctors. What made me believe them? Those are the skills that you need to learn. And you will be able to learn that if you keep on failing and failing and failing. If you keep on being rejected and rejected and rejected again, because if you keep on being rejected and you keep on failing, you learn from those things until you become better. You just don't fail and don't learn from your failures. That's not failing forward. You must fail forward. Failing forward is whenever you fail, you make sure you learn from your failures until you become better at what you're doing. Do you understand? That's why first you must master the marketing plan and the product knowledge. When you're sitting in front of a businessman, you just don't take out your pen and paper. They will never listen. Because businessmen, when you talk to them, it should be coming from the heart. They should see you that you know what you're saying. And if you try to bring out the paper and pen, that means you still don't know what you're doing. What you're saying is not coming from the heart. When you talk to a businessman, you only talk. You say how you will be earning. You don't do pen and papers. You only do that to employees or self-employed or to students. But if you want the businessman to see the confidence in you, you must present the marketing plan without the pen and paper. Do you understand? Because they're businessmen. They know how to earn money. They know what to do. All they want is how to earn, and they'll do what you say. They don't need the pen and paper. It's all about setting the minds. But if you talk about students or employees, it will take a lot of mind setting before you even discuss a marketing plan. Again, skills. Everybody say skills. Skills. That's why some people can't register someone other than because they lack the skills. Because they are not willing to learn. There are lots of things for you to learn in YouTube, in Google. All you have to do is just search how to prospect. Your upline, Elias Puisi, has its own YouTube channel. Almost every week he uploads videos about skills. Do you even know that?
Yes.
You learn. You learn from him. It's an advantage because you must be able to subscribe to his YouTube channel because you will be learning a lot from his videos. Because what he is discussing is all about skills. All right? Next. Are you learning? You seem so quiet. You seem so quiet. It's like I see a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to prospect. I discussed this already. The skills in prospecting. You prospect. Again, you can never learn this one day, 1 week. That's why, if you really want to succeed in this business, it will take a long time. It will take a long time for you to master the art of prospecting. You will be rejected a lot of times first. Experience will always be the best teacher. You know that, right? You may be learning from us, but you will never really internalize all of this if you haven't experienced it. You must experience being rejected. You must experience being laughed at. Were you laughed at before? Were you insulted before? And you feel like punching the face of that person, right? I felt that also. I also felt that because I was a teenager when I first joined this business. I was 17 years old. I'm 43 now. Can you imagine? I only look like 20. I know that. I'm just kidding. Learn the art of prospecting. Again, you can be learning a lot from YouTube channels, from Facebook, but the best teacher will always be experience. You want to become successful in this, you need to be rejected 1,000 times. 1,000 times. If you only be rejected like 20 times, you still have 980 times of rejection before you become closer to success. I'm not kidding. This is not me exaggerating. You need to be rejected more than 1,000 times for you to learn. And every time, can you imagine all those 1,000 lessons that every time you get rejected, you learn from it? Do you think you'll not be good at what you're doing if you have been rejected like 1,000 times? No. You will be masters of what you're doing because of those experiences. All right, next. Active listening. Wow, this is very, very important for you. This one separates networkers from salesmen. All right? When you're a salesman, all you care about is just giving out your spiels, saying your line, saying your message. But if you are a networker, it's more of you listening to your customers. Everyone say active listening. Active listening. The problem with other distributors here, when they prospect, they do all the talking. Who's guilty here? Who's guilty? You guys are so excited. You don't want to listen to your prospect anymore because your goal is just to present the marketing plan because you want the right referral bonus. But that's not the way to do it. It takes time. When you prospect, you listen. Because they have this, in their minds, the moment they hear the word Alliance in Motion Global or networking, they won't listen to you anymore. And you have to listen. Why do you need to listen? Ask me why. Why? So that you'll be able to find their needs. Because if you don't find their needs, no matter how good your presentation is, they will never listen to you. Do you agree? Yes. They will never listen to you. Even if you tell them, oh, you will be a millionaire in this business, so what? That's not the right. I don't want to recruit. I don't want to sell. Even if I become a millionaire, I don't want to sell. Why? Because you weren't able to find their needs. Because you do not have the skill. Be active in listening. Listen and ask questions. If you want your prospect to listen to you, you must listen to them first. You don't tell them, oh, I have that opportunity. If you could give me like 30 minutes of your time, I can present to you now. And you don't even ask questions, just present the marketing plan and you ask, how's the business? I bet some of you have done that before, right? You don't care about asking them how's life been doing, what are their needs. They might not want the opportunity, but they might want the products. And you don't even have an idea because you don't ask questions. As a leader, you must be good in active listening, not just for your prospects, but also for your group. Because there will be times that your group will be having concerns. And whenever they raise their concerns, you just wait for them to finish so that you can tell what you want them to tell. You're not even listening. As leaders, you must be good at listening to people. Active listening. Everybody say active. It's active listening. Huh? All right. Oh, this is important as well. You must be good in communicating. When you communicate, the most important thing that they need to see in you is what we call confidence. Because the way you talk, if they cannot see your confidence in whatever you're saying, they will never listen to you. That's why we are auditioning for Speakers Bureau. The Speakers Bureau, we need the best speakers. So when they talk, we can see the confidence in them whenever they talk with the guests. Because can you imagine a speaker without confidence and they don't know how to communicate? Do you think guests will listen to them? Of course not. They're just wasting their time. That's why before we leave this country, we want to make sure that we will be living this country within the people with good hands, in good hands. That's why we want the best speakers in Global Zambia. So this Speakers Bureau will be taking care of your guests. And I have to make sure that the Speakers Bureau members will not just be there to speak. They must have the heart to help people. They must have the heart to help the cross lines, to help guests. They just don't care about presenting. They know that because we have been training them since last Tuesday, I believe. All right? So are you excited for first batch of Speakers Bureau? Yeah. Are you excited? Because this Speakers Bureau, they will make this country big. All right? So whoever will be selected, you must be happy for them. Do you understand me? Oh, yeah. All right. Be good in communicating not just with your prospects, but also with your downlines. Those are skills that you need to learn. Can you imagine? I'm just talking about income stability. And this is what I'm discussing. Because for you to be able to have that income stability here, you must be good in all of this. The reason some distributors become global ambassador for how many months they're all gone, because they don't have the skills. We are talking about stable income for the next 20 to 30 to 40 years. Do you want to be like Elias Muzi? Yes. Elias Muzi, who doesn't just earn through being global, with lots of investments, with lots of hotels. He's building a hotel now, do you know that? A hotel with villas, with apartments, with lots of businesses. I will discuss you that later on. And I think this is objection handling. The skills in selling and prospecting is objection handling. Now, these skills, when you prospect someone, you don't disclose everything. Do you know why? Ask me why. Why? You don't just discuss everything when you present the marketing plan. Why? I discussed this yesterday to the Speakers Bureau. Because we want your prospects, your clients, you will be creating a curiosity. Because the moment they became curious, they begin to ask questions. Now, you must be worried if your guests never ask questions. Because that means they are not interested. Now, it depends now on how the speaker will be presenting. The marketing plan. But show the marketing plan for just 20 minutes. And they will be creating curiosity. After the marketing plan, your guests will be asking questions. Your speaker said that there's also a way for me to be earning monthly income through, what's that? The uni level, the stair set, and the UPP, but they did not discuss. They discuss everything, then chances are they might not be interested anymore. Now, it is your responsibility, it is your job to make sure that whenever they ask questions, whenever be scared when they try to ask questions. Do you know why? Ask me why. That only means one thing. They are already interested. The reason they want to ask more questions, they want you to convince them more. So they can be 100% sure. Make sure that when they start